very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the New Orleans Saints. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. This defense for the Vikings, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Now they try the right side here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Now back to throw. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this one is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here comes the Saints punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Looking to throw. He finds his man. Complete. It's Moore. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
All right, partner, I wasn't good enough to get this done, but I played with plenty of guys who did. When they spotted wide receiver screen and they got to the football fast and blew the whole thing up, the same result as we just saw usually happened. No gain.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, his arm strength, never an issue, but this one winds up in the wrong hands.
Oh, the coverage here is just terrific because when it's done really well, sometimes you can't distinguish whether it's the receiver or the defensive back the ball's intended for. He actually ran with him in perfect motion and able to make a big-time play.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
He lets one go deep for Wheaton. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Thomas has got it, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll drop to throw. They'll let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll set up a throw. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Touchdown, Vikings. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and everyone's thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And that is incomplete.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he's got some space here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Back to throw now on 1st down. To the right side, and he's got more complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline. And now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Complete to Wheaton. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw again. his throw here's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run.
And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
2nd and 13.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the...
That's caught inside the 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. They'll look to run with Nwangu. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kene Nwangu. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 23.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Again, he'll drop to throw. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5. Touchdown, Saints! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. Extra point up and through. And the lead is down to 4.
Vikings 14. Saints 10.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
He'll look to throw. And that's complete. Albert Okwuegbunam.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. They'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll look to throw here. That'll be complete to the running back, Nwangu. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Looking to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Handoff here to Nwangu. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. Badgley's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
Nwangu.
He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 46.
54 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
They'll set up to throw.
Drops this off with Nwangu.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. It's a quarterback sneak. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
They'll get that complete to Albert O.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this time they were waiting for him, as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. They'll run with Nwangu. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Badgley able to knock this one through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. But they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
They'll set up the throw. Out left here, it's complete to Wheaton. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And his throw is going to be incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Back to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big-time play there for New Orleans.
At the 8-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now a handoff as they run left side. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. He'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he comes back with one complete. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And that will force a turnover on downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 103 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Well, we knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
Well, when you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Now back to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. Back to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 46.
And the Saints are right back in this football game.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be a 2nd down. They're going to look to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Greedy Williams picks it off.
And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
2nd and 8 coming up. Another run now for Nwangu.
That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, you got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock. I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use it more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either. No,
that is so true because they are taught, take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you often see them with both hands wrapped around it when they go through the line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side.
And that one almost intercepted. Could have been his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. He'll look to throw.
That's complete. Akure Bunam.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Big hook up there, forced to throw on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. They'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on this play, but what a nice design to link the running back out to the left and send him down the field. And a good job spotting him and hitting him for a big play.
Give left side here for Nwangu.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling, and this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, what a second half, the adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Vikings, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll sink now to 0.